Good morning, students.
Good
Sir.
morning.
Sir.
Good
Good
morning, sir.
morning, sir.
Yes,
Good morning, sir.
yes.
Good morning, sir.
So today we are going to start with poverty reduction. Previous class we had detail about the social disorganization, social problems, sustainable development goals. Everyone need to keep the goals. Every functions, healthcare activities based on that aim to solve the social problems. First goal is that end poverty. So that's why we had been detail about this. Meaning, definition, causes, and factors, etc. First poverty reduction measure is that liberalization. Which liberalization? Economic liberalization. Can do any economic activities by means of liberalization policies to overcome poverty. Then capital. Capital means individual right to holding the money and wealth. Then infrastructure, technology. Modern technology should be used to eradicate poverty. Then aid. Students, aid is need for vulnerable sections. For example, some section of people difficult to living. That time people need aid to empowering to reduce the poverty. Then good institutions. So every institution should be empower. First, familial institutions. Second, religious institutions. Third, educational. Education is best. If there is lack of education directly impact on the economic. Economy directly impact on the wealth of the people and which leads to poverty. Next, empowering women. In India, which is very important one, if woman is empowered in family, all members become better and reduce poverty. Then poverty alleviation program. First, legally elimination of bonded labors. In India, various places, bonded labor means there is no salary for that people. Only give the food. Should be eradicated. Second program is that preventing the centralization of wealth by modifying the law, which means every villages need to take actions to alleviate or overcome the poverty. Then some plan is that Antyodaya plan, then SFDP, small farmers development program, drought area development program, rural labor employment guarantee program, food for work program, minimum need program, integrated rural development program, national rural development program, Then Jawahar JRY. Next, Gram Swayamsara Yojana, NSCD, National Social Assistance Program, Housing Program, Rural Housing. Then Indra, then NRY, Nehru, Self-Employment Program for Urban Poor. Then Prime Minister's Integrated Urban Poverty Eradication Program. So these are some programs which is mainly focus on rural area, and specialized program for urban area to eradicate poverty. The name of former prime ministers as well as present prime minister, the focus on first aim, the sustainable development goal. First aim is that eradicate poverty. Let action to end poverty and hunger everywhere by 2030, which is objective of United Nations. Then poverty and health. Students, is poverty affect health? Yes, if there is no wealth, there is no food.
Yes, sir.
Yes, cause malnutrition, and which is directly affect physical health and stress, mental health, and people suffer from social disabilities. Then role of nurses on poverty alleviation. First role, promote health. Students, nurses doing fundamental role through various nursing services. In mainly these community health nurses visit every communities, in urban health centers, in primary health centers, in villages. Nurses identify the people, the status, and try to eradicate the poverty and implement the program. The first is that promote health. The people healthy try to do some work, then earn money and eradicate the poverty and getting employment, then implementation and eradication of home economics. Students, this is very important on home economics. For example, in a family, two families, one family earning 50,000 rupees a month, other family earning 10,000 a month. A family who is earning 50,000 spent 75,000. A family who earning 10,000 who spent only 7,050 or 5,000 spent. Then saving the money. Which family is best? Family 50,000 family earning money or 10,000 earning money? Which family is best?
10,000.
Yes, 10,000, which is family plan to save the money. So which means home economics. So this fact is that in India mainly many families don't have financial literacy. How to use money, how to make have family become happier, and which make eradicate poverty. So we are nurses doing fundamental role, how to use available money, whether rich or poor, and how to use available resources in just way. For example, rich people maybe purchase 1,000 rupees these food supplementaries, but poor people only vegetables, which is better than supplementary, So nurse is a responsibility to educate that people to how to use available money in just way. So this is fundamental role of nurses to eradicate poverty in India. Then nutritional counseling, is very in the clinical level, in community setting. Then family welfare program. As we know that, which is one of the objective of family welfare. Then family planning program, reduce the population, save mothers and save child, can help to eradicate poverty. Then physical and mental illness. Next major social issue in India is that physical and mental illness, as well as world global problem. First is that is major social problem, cause of every diseases, both communicable as well as non-communicable diseases, by social factors. Now we have been experiencing, communicable disease, global pandemic, difficult to control the diseases which cause to affect the whole society, global risk. So healthcare issues. Next, concerning the issues, equality of access. In our society, maximum of people difficult to access the healthcare services. Next, malnutrition, low life expectancy, lack of fund, medical infrastructure is very less in mainly rural India. Then infant mortality is very high. These are the healthcare issues in Indian society. Three dimensions of health: mental health, health defined, physical, mental, social well-being. Not merely the absence of disease or infirmity, which is well-known definition by WHO. Then illness, a state of poor health. In other words, for diseases, synonymous. Then physical illness. Physical illness means body. Illness in body, dysfunctions or pain caused by any factors, agent factors. Then mental illness, emotional instability, behavioral, cognitive dysfunctions and impairment. So mental illness means a person difficult to live happily due to unable to adjust to the environment, personal as well as social environment. And then disease agents, biological agents, nutrient agents, physical agents, chemical agents, mechanical agents, and absence of diseases, absence, insufficiency or excess of factors necessary to health. So, which means the nutritional deficiencies. Then social agents. Students, question is that which is control these agents? Is society control these all the agents? Anybody?
Yes.
Yes, we are people. We can control these all the, for example, biological agents. We maintain hygiene away from biological agent, including bacteria, virus. The nutrient agents. Society, we are people, can plan to use nutritional food as well as physical non-living things. We can away from the pollutions and protect the environment, physical environment, and chemical agent, mechanical agent. So every agents have been controlled by society. So society is a fundamental agent to promote health, prevent the diseases. Then methods of preventing illness: primary, secondary, tertiary, as we had learned in fundamentals of nursing. Then treatment: alternative medicine, clinical medicine, social medicine. Rehabilitation: medical, vocational, social, psychological. Vocational means skill development. For example, in the time of diseases, a person lost the skill So develop the skill by means of rehabilitation methods. Then methods of preventing mental illness. Primary, secondary, tertiary as physical illness. Treatment, psychotherapy, awareness therapy, psychopharmacology, psychosurgery, social medicine. In mainly this mental illness, social medicine is one of the important medicine. Mainly adjustment, personal as well as social adjustment can keep everyone become happier and away from stress and depression. And resilient training model. So that one, everyone need this training. Resilient training model is to treat the mental illness. Then role of nurse on physical and mental illness. Students, as we know that we are doing care, even treatment, prevention of diseases, and promotion of health, including physical health as well as mental health. Also, we have to promote social well-being in community setting as well as in clinical setting. Then social medicine versus pharmacological medicine. Look at this social medicine green. There is no side effect. What do you think about social medicine? Any human interaction, mode of behavior, social factors, including familial, religious, educational, etc., used to diagnosis, reduce intensity of illness, cure, and prevention of disease and promotion of health. So which is social medicine? We can, living in this society, we are right to interact with everyone, interact with the environment. Any interaction which cause harm to our mind or to our body, we can adjust it, we can change it, which is a medicine. For example, in the cardiovascular diseases, there is is a chronic illness, there is no medicine, and there is no pharmacological medicine. What we do? Only implement this medicine, social medicine, social adjustment, change interaction, stress, away from stress, change food habits. We can cure the diseases. Even we can cure the disease even is chronic. Then organized investigation of social, genetic, and environmental factors. Use social methods, promotion, prevention, treatment, as we know that, protective of individual and community. Then pharmacological medicine, science deals with preparation, use, drugs. Students, we know that medicine means mainly everybody perceive that drugs only. Students, drugs is a pharmacological medicine. Pharmacology means have a substance, okay, maybe synthetic or this natural. It has every drugs having side effects. Medicine is science deals with diagnosis, preventing, curing, treating diseases. So if medicine means not only think about the drugs, okay, then pharmacological medicine, including drugs use. Modern medicines is that bio, psycho, social medicine. Students, what do you think about it? In biomedicine means pharmacology, drugs used to change the chemistry of body. Clear about it? So doctors only prescribe the medicine. So doctors aim to prescribe which type of medicine. But nurses what to do? Try to prescribe psychological medicine as well as social medicine. Okay, students? So nurses aim to prescribe
Yes, sir.
social medicine and psychological medicine by means of health education, educate the client, and administration of drugs usefully and reasonably. So which is a sustainable medicine and sustainable nursing service. It's modern medicine and nursing, okay? Next, look at this drugs, lot of side effect. Look at this. Antimicrobial resistance can affect anyone at any age in any country. Which means overuse of antibiotics is cause resistance on a drug, this microorganisms. This is not effective. So try to prevent use the antibiotics and drugs. Try to use the medicine, psychosocial medicine, okay? Which is more effective and modern. Then unemployment, next social issue. Meaning, lack of job. International Labour Organization defined that when people are without job, they have actively lack of work within past 4 weeks. So that condition is unemployment. Definition. Condition of labor market. Supply greater than number of available opportunities or openings. So more people, less job. Kinds of unemployment, subjective. Subjective unemployment by means of subjective factor, individual factor, mainly diseases. Second, objective, including seasonal, cyclical, structural, normal. Causes of unemployment: economic dislocation, population, education, social disorganization. Unemployment has been increased in our country. The effects, mainly unemployment effect on individual first. Unable to earn money, unable to pay rent. What happened if there is no job? Malnutrition leads to poverty, loss of self-esteem, leads to depression, mental illness cause. Then social effects, not use all resources, which is very important one. In India, we having lot of resources. Due to lack of economic infrastructure, they are unable to use it, and people suffer from unemployment. Then reduce the economy. Then social, political, civil unrest, which means conflict, political conflict, leads to a revolution. That's happened in 19th century in communism, like this. That leads to revolution. Then measures to reduce unemployment. First, training program, employment guarantee scheme, employment guarantee program, rural employment, mainly rural. Then liberalization, labor market. Then government employment program in India. Integrated Rural Development Program, IRDP. Drought prone area program for drought hit area. Self-employment training programs. Javahar, Rosra Yojana, this former Prime Minister programs. Then foreign countries, employment in foreign countries is that OMCA, Overseas Manpower Corporation. Nowadays, every government having that corporation. We are, for example, nurses completed this course, register that corporation. We can get to the foreign job from the foreign countries. Then self-employment for youth, Then small industries, means cottage industries. Then organized sector, employment exchange, as we know that every district having an employment exchange. Register our qualification, they call us. Employment guarantee scheme. So we have a lot of numerous programs are available for eradicate unemployment. Employment assurance schemes. Then Prime Minister's integrated urban poverty eradication program. So this program mainly aim to eradicate the unemployment, which help to eradicate poverty. Then unemployment and health. Question is that, is unemployment affect health status of people? As first affect mental health. If there is no job, what happen? People feel stress and depression, then which is directly affect the social well-being. The people suffer from social disabilities. Then physical health also affected by unemployment. Role of nurse, improve health to eradicate subjective unemployment. Okay, to eradicate subjective unemployment. Then prevent the diseases, promote health, eradicate this community, this unemployment, implement government program. Every program implemented under the supervision of the nursing professional in community level, community health nurses. Next section, illiteracy. So illiteracy is a major social issue, students, which is a fact is that fact is that yes, fact is that India having different types of program, okay, but difficult to implement. The reason is that unemployment. Clear about it? For example, poverty eradication program available. Unemployment, this employment program are available. But we are going to implement that program. People don't know about it due to illiteracy. So illiteracy is a major issue in India, should be eradicated. Meaning, unable to read, write, lack of enough education. Look at this. Mahatma Gandhi. Mass illiteracy is India's sin and shame and must be liquidated. Define illiteracy. Literacy define. This important word is that able to identify, understand, interpret, create, communicate, compute, printed, written materials. Okay? Continuum of learning in enabling, achieve goals, develop knowledge, potential, then participate fully in society. So which is literacy. So what is illiteracy? Just change the word, inability. You are unable to read, inability. Look at this. Inability to identify, understand, interpret, create, communicate, compute. So the person difficult to fully participate in the society. So which is called as social disability. The literacy in India we will be learn our next section. Now discussion. Now questioning time. Literacy in India. Students, literacy is key for socio-economic progresses. Are you believe that? Yes. There is no literacy, a person unable to understand about. Government
Yes,
program.
sir.
Yes. Look at this. India literacy rate grow 74.4 percentage according to 2011 census. Just imagine in the time of independent British rule in 1947, only 12 percentage was educated, mainly male population. So nowadays we have, yes, nowadays Indian population has been well educated through various government programs. Then causes of illiteracy in India. First cause, poverty is a main cause. Second, ineffective implementation, mainly in tribal and urban area, rural area, difficult to implement the program.
അതെല്ലാരും ആക്കി ചെയ്തോ
Then lack of,
എല്ലാരും വീഡിയോ ഓഫ് ആക്കി ചെയ്തോ
then lack of entrepreneurship, work rather than to study. Then emigration of educated individuals. For example, if a person educated go to abroad, not came back. Then national literacy mission. Then government scheme to reduce illiteracy. National literacy mission, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, or midday meal scheme to prevent dropout. Integrated child development program. Then scholarship, pre-matric scholarship. Role of non-governmental organizations, Rotary Club, Lions Club, Agram Foundation. So these are the important non-governmental organizations, NGOs, do only for eradicate illiteracy. Look at this. Many of these villages in India lack of schools, proper schools, for example in North India mainly. So we need to improve, need more program too. Then illiteracy and health. Students, is illiteracy affect health? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Lack of
Yes.
literacy cause stress, mental health, social disability happen, which leads to physical illness. Role of nurse, promote mental health, community education, primary health education, school health program, implement government programs. Literacy missions are implemented by the nurses. Next section is that crime. What do you think about crime?
Malpractice.
Anti-social behavior, violate public sentiment. Look at this: murder, theft, elements of crime. An act means a behavior. Act must be voluntary, then intentional. Next, violation of criminal law, which is very important one. A behavior which has violate criminal law. Then without justification. Then crime in India, black marketing, murder, homicide, theft, crime against women, domestic violence, then illegal drug trade, wildlife trafficking, cyber crime. Students, nowadays cyber crime is famous one. Misuse of computers and mobile phone, and violate the criminal law. Then police misconduct mainly. We do know that various newses in last month as well as police misconduct, misuse the law. Look at this, one of the graph available. In 1953 to 2007 indicates incidents of cognizable crime in India. Look at this, rape. Rape have been increasing day by day, year by year. Then murder has been reduced, and kidnapping as well as reduced, and is a graph shows that some evidence the crime in India. Then causes of crime, biological causes, mainly hereditary factors. Biological causes, psychological causes, economic causes, sociological causes. Then crime prevention, World Health Organization, this resolution, recommendations are there. How to prevent the crime? Students, crime is a major social healthcare issue. So World Health Organization taken various measures to eradicate the crime and prevent the crime. So these are the measures. Action plan, national action plan. Then collection of data regarding crime. Then define priorities. For example, any places, give first priority to the criminal behaviors, and support research to conduct on the particular crime, how happen, how to overcome, how to prevent in next or future, like this. Then primary prevention. Then strengthen responses for victims. Then integrate violence prevention, collaboration, international treaties. For example, we know that various criminals are do crime and go to foreign countries. So international treaty need for to sharing the informations and to prevent the crime. Then international agreements. International agreements. Then legislative measures. First legislation is that Indian Penal Code 1860 IPC, Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, Criminal Procedure Code 1973. These are the some of the legislation to punishment and prevention of crime. Crime and health. Is crime affect health status of people? As crime is affect physical health, mental health, mainly criminal behaviors affect social well-being. The criminals are not accepted by people. They suffer from social disability. Then role of nurse to reduce crime. Forensic nursing. Students, this is specialty nursing. Forensic means law related to nursing. For example, treatment, which may be called as MLC, MLC, Medico-legal cases, yes. Then investigation of crime, then help modify criminal behavior, then educate the community to identify the criminals and identify criminal behaviors to eradicate it. Next is that, next section, juvenile delinquency. Who is juvenile? Age. According to Juvenile Justice Act 1986, yes, children, 16 years for boys, 18 years for girls. Define disapproved behavior by children and adolescents. Types of juvenile delinquents: individual, group, organized. Organized means plan to do crime. Situational, for example, theft for fulfill their hunger. No, that is situational crime, delinquency. Then causes of juvenile delinquency: broken family, which is the main cause. This lack of tie between husband, wife, and that type of broken families. Then neighborhood, cinema, literature. The cinema is one of the important factor. Mainly see the cinema, this various crime in the cinema pictures. The child try to do it. Then methods of treating the juvenile delinquents: psychotherapy, reality therapy, and behavioral therapy. The reality therapy is mainly for fulfill basic needs. Next important therapy is that active therapy, which is in this play age, 6 to 8 years children's, environmental therapy. Then other methods: social case studies, individual counseling, and occasional counseling. Then correlation institutions: remand homes, juvenile courts, observation homes, certified reformatory schools, doorway school, then probation hostel. Students, this all the correlation institution, just like jail. For example, adult did crime, they are punished and in the jail. But children are did crime, they do not punish by the any this. There is no punishment, only treatment. Through these all the correlation institution. For example, remand home. Okay, there is given education and counseling to modify the criminal behavior. The Juvenile Justice Board, it is a board, JJB, according to Act 2000, Criminal Code, Procedure, Children's, Regular Criminal Court. So that not to be taken into regular criminal court. These are in front of JJB, Juvenile Justice Board, and given what are guidance how to overcome treat that criminal behavior from the children. Then juvenile delinquency and health, death and disability linked to antisocial behavior in youth. Then undetected health problems: sight, hearing, speech. Then multiple mental health problems. Then role of nurses, juvenile delinquency due by in probation hostels, treat the delinquency. Then behavioral therapy administered by the nurses, counseling given by the nurses, child health nurses also try to identify the child behavior, criminal behavior, and provide treatment and modifications. So next section, alcoholism. What do you think about alcoholism? Alcohol means a drink. Alcohol, alcoholism means over drinking of alcohol. Okay, over drinking more than enough, which is called alcoholism, which is affect body, mind, and society. Look at this definition: drinking frequently, continuously, life adjustment, and personal relationship. Do not be influenced by peer group. Peer group only support that cause to the alcoholism and ended with the serious mental and physical illness. Factors of alcoholism: excessive intake. First factor, excessive. Second factor, increasing worry. Students, a person take alcohol for overcoming the worry, but first month may be taken few alcohol is enough for overcome the worry, but second month need more alcohol. So every day try to increasing the alcohol. If increase alcohol, never go away the worry. Worry always increasing. You know that? So that is the reason why alcoholism. Loss of control, disturbances in functioning. Then alcoholism in India, 10 to 15 percentage take alcohol. But in USA, 74 percentage males, 26 percentage female. Developed countries use more alcohol people. There is, due to the climatic conditions, take alcohol. Many people suffer from alcoholism. Causes of alcoholism: biological, psychological, sociological, spiritual. Then types of drinkers: social drinkers, stress drinkers, being drinkers, and self-medication drinker, which means for medical purpose to treat the particular disease, try to drink the alcohol. Then high-risk drinkers. Then process of alcoholism. Pre-alcoholic, step-by-step process, a person become alcoholic, chronic alcoholic. First, pre-alcoholic symptomatic phase. This phase, a person take alcohol and the celebrations, or weekends like this. Then second phase, prodigal phase, which means guilty feeling. A person feel guilty. Then crucial phase, lost self-respect, which means lost their physical respect about their thinking and their body as well as their job, only respect to the alcohol. Then chronic phase. The chronic phase is the end of the phase, difficult to treat. So brain affected, body chemistry totally this affected by the over intake of alcohol. Then problems: personal misery, family discord, loss of wages, failure of health, as we know that. Then economic loss. A person more alcohol, unable to go to job, Then health risk, various type of diseases. Students, when you go to hospitals and the clinical postings, we can experience a person alcohol, these are the risk: anemia, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, maximum heart diseases, cirrhosis, dementia, depression, seizures, and other issues. Then high blood pressure, infectious diseases, nerve damage, pancreatitis. Look at this, 3.3 million death every year. Alcohol and health. According to WHO poster, this one, harmful use of alcohol cause. These are the major issues. Then prevention, according to CDC, Center for Disease Control, education, regulation of alcohol outlet density, increase alcohol taxes, drum shop liability, maintaining limits on day of sale, maintaining limits on hours of sale, electronic screening and brief intervention. Then enhance enforcement of law prohibiting sale to minor. Then treatment, detoxification in hospitals, role of family, Alcoholic Anonymous, which means share experience with other treated persons, treatment centers, changing value through education. So maximum of alcoholism is caused that lack of self-image. They don't think about their values and worth. And next is that familial factors. In family disorganization, unable to manage the family. That time a person drink alcohol more. Then social medicine. Social medicine is the best for alcoholism, difficult to treat in other ways. Then affect physical health, mental health, and social well-being, as we have discussed. And role of nurses, nurses doing wonderful role. Students, next year in mental health nursing, okay? Mental health nursing next year. On that time we will be detailed about it, okay? That is under the substance abuse. is alcohol is how to treat is a mental illness, how to treat. Then treatment given by the nurses, then prevention, counseling, then drug addiction and drug abuse. What is meant by abuse? Misuse. Addiction means already we had over use of drugs. What is meant by drugs? Chemical substance, physical, psychological effects. Look at these drugs. Then drug addiction. State body continued administration for functioning. Without take drugs, difficult to living due to, look at this. Then drug abuse, irrational use of drugs or misuse of drugs. Definition: drug abuse, substance abuse. Consumes substance harmful to use themselves as well as society, which is affect the society. Look at this: use, administration of the injections wrongly, misusely. The drug addictions. Addiction is chronic brain disease, compulsive drug seeking, harmful and change in the structure and function of brain. So whole body chemistry will be changed due to misuse of drugs. Look at this, students, can you see this picture? Yes, here is that MRI, normal brain, this one. This one, 1 month use of drugs. This is 14 month. Look at this, what are the changes? So drug damage the brain. Then characteristics: overpower desire, increasing dose. Overpower desire means they want more power, intake drugs. Then that power not getting continuously in particular dose. So time to time, continuously using drugs, they want more drugs. For example, first week 1 pills, second week 2 pills. So increasing the dose, which damage chemistry of body as well as brain. Then psychological, physical dependence affect society, not only individual, affect the society. Then categories of drugs: alcohol, sedatives, stimulants, narcotics, hallucinogens. Then nicotine. Next, look at this poster: historical, drugs, brain mechanism, biological, addiction, which affect the environment, familial environment, cause stress. Then causes of drug addiction, psychological causes, mainly tension, then social causes, and for new experiences and friends. Then psychological, physiological causes: getting sleep, removing pain. Then miscellaneous causes, for example, improving study, religious insight. Then effects is that addiction, medical, mainly cause the disease, for example, AIDS, share the needles. Then economic, then social. The social means mainly family discord, cause. The students' fact is that maximum of crime done by the people use the drugs, mainly, for example, violence against women, rape, etc. Then effects: addiction, look at this, brain damage, medical, neurotoxicity, AIDS, cancer, economic, healthcare, productivity. Then social, homelessness, crime. Then control measures, education, attitude of doctors should be changed. Students, various study findings is that Maximum of drugs misused by the doctors. Doctors only used to prescribe the medicines. Male students time they use the drugs. Then detoxification programs. Then punishment is should be need. Then strictly enforce legislations. Then legislative measures, Narcotic Drugs and Psychiatric Substance Act. Then prevention of illicit trafficking in narcotic drugs and psychiatric substance act. The Narcotic Control Bureau. The Drug and Cosmetic Act 1940. Students, this is look at this narcotic drugs and psychiatric substance. So this act I explain about how to store the narcotic drugs. When you go to hospitals, the narcotic drugs are stored in separately to prevent misuse. Okay? As well as according to this law, as well as how to transfer the drugs. For example, how to transfer the narcotic drugs to prevent misuse. So these are the legislation try to prevent the misuse of drugs and provide punishment to misuse, as well as rehabilitation. Drug addiction and health affect physical health, mental health and social health, as we had discussed. Then role of nurse to control drug addiction and abuse. Students, we are nurses. We are right to use rational use of drugs. Right to control the rational use of drugs. The reason is that in the hospital setting, nurse only administrate the drugs. The doctors may be written wrong drugs. Mistake one may happen. As a nurse, what will you do? Dosage as well as may be changed. As a nurse, what will you do? Discuss with doctors and supervisors and confirm about it. A particular drugs is right or wrong. Okay? So we are right. Care, cure, prevention and rehabilitation in this clinical setting for drug addicts. Then rights of nurse on medical administration, right patient. So which is very important for nurses to prevent misuse of drugs in clinical settings. Right patient, right medication, right dose, right route, right time, right documentation, right reason. Students, documentation is very, very important. When you administrate drug, should be right in the chart or enter in the computer. Nowadays, corporate hospitals, only computer available. The next right is that right response. Should be observe the response, whether what are the responses, are they were cure or not response like this. Then problem of housing, next section. The meaning, shortage of housing, definition, disabling conditions, continuously homelessness. 4 episodes, 3 years. So first 3 years, 4 episode, there is no house, that condition is called homelessness. Then causes of homelessness, abuse by government, population, urbanization, armed conflict, disinstitutionalization, then disability. Next, social exclusion, abuse, lack of affordable houses, disaster, forced eviction, relationship breakdown, landlords, criminality, etc. etc. Measures to overcome homelessness: reduce population, housing development program, legislation for housing, institution for housing, example HDFC, Then financial support. For example, every state government as well as central government, various program. For example, in Kerala government, life program, life, house for everyone. Then HDFC means is a financial institution having various financial support to build houses. Then housing and health. Housing, lack of housing definitely affects the health of people, physical health, mental health, and social well-being. Then homelessness and nursing. Student nurses doing wonderful role, okay? Go to communities, identify the people who are lack of houses and report to the government and allot the housing facilities, implement government program. Then problem of food supply and famine. Definition: leading to rise death due to lack of food. Reduction of then causes: inappropriate physical infrastructure, suppressive regime, underprepared government. Effects of famine: demographic impact, mortality, fertility low, reduce the size of population. Look at this. People suffer from lack of food. Control of food problem. Modern agriculture is very important. Infrastructure and institutions. Subsidized fertilizers, harvest increase. Should be formulate policies to control the food crisis. Then food crisis and health. Students nowadays in our government having various programs. For example, PDS, public distribution system. Free rice, the food crimes administered by government, including Tamil Nadu government, Kerala government, to overcome this issue. Then physical malnutrition, mental health problems, and social disabilities. Then food crisis and nursing. Nurses doing wonderful role in primary health center, various services. Through primary healthcare nursing services and family healthcare nursing services, etc. Then child abuse. Child abuse means physical and psychological consequence. Fail to act or violate the rights of child endures optimum health, endanger his or her optimum health, which means child abuse. Child abuse means misuse of children. Mainly violate the child rights. Violate the child rights. Look at these pictures. The types of child abuse will be learned. Okay, students, thank you everyone. Have a wonderful day.